Alright kids, today we're looking at something out of the museum, as he likes to call it. I call it the cellar. This is Old Man George from 2016. This is an 8-year-old bourbon barrel Baltic porter. It's aged, I don't know how long, in Heaven Hill barrels.
And this is Louisiana Beer Reviews.
I think they gathered that.
When you look on their website, they show a list of all the different Old Mad Joys, and they go by the wax color on the cap.
Okay, you need to go get another.
Let me try this.
Opener.
Let me try. I'm pretty nimble with my fingers. Okay. These wax covers can be a problem.
Let me see it. I got an opener too.
I didn't get a chance to try it.
Because it's not biting.
Yeah, it's not biting.
Okay. So I may have to start this review again.
All right.
Alright.
You did it.
The old staring the battle one came through. Alright, so we're going to pour this, see what it's all about. You want to get the water out of that?
Hey, why did you snatch it out of my hand like that? Y'all saw that.
That's all you get.
10%. Thanks for
10%, 60 bitterness units. Of course, it's 8 years old, so she kept on saying, well, those beers are going to go bad. Those beers are going to go bad. This one was sealed with wax.
I do believe that.
And it's been in its been in its environment. As you can see, it still gets ahead as any big beer would still get. It still has carbonation. It smells almost like a porter.
It's kind of brown like prune juice.
Or like a nut brown hair. Let's stick to the beers. What beer does this look like? A nut brown ale. No, I'm going to talk about like how it looks like something that nobody likes to drink.
Well, that's what it made me think of. So, I mean, yeah, I guess it looked like a little bit like Samuel Smith's nut brown ale.
All right, cheers. Every opportunity you're going to take to down it because it's 8 years old. I know it.
You're paranoid about it. That's why you snatched it out of my hand, because you're all jumpy about it. You're worried about what I'm going to say. I have no, like, real prejudice against it. It's aged in Heaven Hill barrels. Okay, it's 8 years old. You know what I believe about it, so the worst I would be able to say is that it's terrible. You know, if it's terrible, it's terrible. If it's good, it's good. Somewhere in between, I'll say it. Let's see the aroma. Smells like bourbon barrels. Definite bourbon. Heaven Hill. Gold label. No, I don't know. I'm not. Maybe it is the gold label Heaven Hill, since they used a gold cap.
And a gold ribbon around it.
And funny thing about it, I was on the Heaven Hill website a few weeks ago, and they don't list a gold label bourbon anymore. So they might have dropped that one. I might have really got a rarity 2 years ago. Okay. And it's brown bread crust like you get with a porter. Now remember, a Baltic porter is a lager. A lager. Not an ale. It uses bottom fermenting yeast. So it's a strong lager. A malt liquor. Always malt liquor. All right, taste. You already tasted it.
Of course.
You're getting quiet. You're quiet. So that means something went wrong. Okay. It does taste like chocolate.
The only thing that went wrong is that I didn't drink this by myself.
Tastes
That's
like
the only
raisins.
thing that went wrong.
I'll snatch it out of your hand. What this cost, about $3?
When I bought it, it was $19.99.
In 2017. 2016.
2016.
Ouch. But then I got to hear about paying $21.99 for Bourbon County. But I use other people's money. Okay.
It's sweet, it's bourbony, it's got You can taste the difference between this Baltic porter and a stout. It does not taste like a stout. It tastes like a Baltic porter. There's wood in it. The flavor's kind of melts. You got it slightly sweet. I think I already said that. Yeah, it's got a bourbon aspect to it. I think it's good. There's a slight waxiness going on. You don't want it, do you?
Don't forget to do the you know what later.
The what?
You can take it home and finish it because I know you want to. So I'm not greedy for it. Now in about 20 years, when we finish all of these museum beers,
It says there's not more to go into it.
here's my complaint though. And the flavor's good. It's got the chocolate. It's got the dark raisins. Hey, wait a minute. I kind of like prune juice. You were talking earlier. People don't like to drink that. I kind of like the flavor of it. I don't drink it, but
What's your complaint? There's always a complaint.
it's got virtually no carbonation. It's gone flat.
It's not flat. You don't know what you're talking about.
Pretty close to flat.
Does that look flat to y'all? Do you see a head on that? There's a head on there.
There's some. I mean, to me, it's kind of like a sherry.
There's bubble lacing all up and down the glass. That's not flat.
Okay, I'm getting some prickly carbonation on my tongue, so it hasn't gone completely flat. But it probably has lost a little carbonation. But
It had a
It's
cap
8
on it,
years
and then
old.
it was sealed.
it is 8 years old. And it's real wax, wasn't like plastic.
The only beverage that will go flat packaged like this would be something if it's in plastic. This is not packaged in plastic. It's packaged in glass. Therefore, it keeps its original.
Okay. Now we had kind of a disagreement, if you can believe that, viewers.
No.
Before this video, because I was going to clean the bottle off to make it look nice, and he said, "No, don't clean the bottle off. Keep the dust on it so it'll look like it came out the museum."
Well, that's where it came from. That's why it's got dust on it.
I know, but
It's a nice label. You should soak the bottle and take that off.
it's a
It's
a skull with grain for a headdress.
Yeah.
And he waited too long to drink it, and now he's dead, and he's just a skull.
It's 10%. Does it taste to you like it's got 60 bitterness units?
That's a good question. Maybe the bitterness dropped on it because it doesn't taste bitter at all. I would say the bitterness is 0 out of 5 hop cones. There's no
I
bitterness.
think the alcohol content went up. I think this has been bottle fermented.
Possible. I haven't read the label carefully.
I think it's been
They might
fermented.
bottle condition it. Let me see the label. All right. It says drink it in a snifter. That's the first problem. We're not drinking in a snifter. We're drinking it in a Pilsner glass. So, bad idea. 52 degrees? Yeah, it's probably about that.
You don't have any snifters.
Oh, yes, I have. I have many snifters.
Yeah, like that big.
I got some big ones. Okay, 60 bitterness units, 10%, proudly handcrafted in Shreveport, Louisiana. Drink real beer. Whatever that's supposed to mean. Okay, bourbon barrel age, Old Mad Joy, 22 ounces. Drink real beer again. Age.
Tastes bigger than a 10 to me.
It says aged in Kentucky's finest. I think, isn't that a tagline for Heaven Hill, Kentucky's finest? Bourbon barrel aged. It doesn't taste hot or 10%. No, I never had the barrel aged Mad Joy. I had the regular Mad Joy, which is 8%. Do they even make this anymore?
I haven't seen that in ages. I think it's out.
We still get great Raft beers. You can get them at Trader Joe's. We get great Raft Southern Drawl. You know that one?
Mm-hmm. And you got the other one that tastes like root beer.
Oh, the Black Schwartz beer.
Yeah. And there's a third one. They got like 3 basic beers that are brought out.
Very common.
I do like this Southern Draw though. It's very good. It's a hoppy pilsner.
Yeah, and they have great labels. There's no funny animals and like nothing about the devil, I don't think. I think this beer is very sweet. It's like sweet chocolate. It's probably 4 out of 5 sugar cubes. It's sweet chocolate, bourbon, and raisins.
Do you think some of the sweetness is coming from the bourbon barrel age? Like I find Heaven Hill products to be sweet anyway.
These whiskey companies say that the barrels will suck up sugar and hold sugar in it.
So if you put your
It's
beer
like
in one of the bourbon barrels and age it, then it's going to release some of those sugars into it.
It might get sweeter, yeah.
And if those sugars are released into a bottom fermented beer, wouldn't the yeast come back? Well, wouldn't the yeast? I mean, it kills yeast.
They're gonna come back alive.
Well, you didn't let me finish. I was
Good.
searching for the right words, not for your incorrect words to be interjected into what my thought. So wouldn't those, if the yeast, if some of those yeasts were still alive, would they continue to feed on that sweetness?
If they were still alive, they would convert this sugar into alcohol.
Yep. So this is good. I'm starting to feel the effects.
Okay, well, we're gonna cancel the whiskey reviews for today, but this is definitely an 8. I think it would have been maybe 100 or above if we'd have tried it in 2016. However, this is not 2016, so I'm going to give it a 97. 8-year-old, 9.7 out of 10, a solid A, and if you ever see it, you should buy it, but chances are you'll never see it.
Yeah, 97, man, for something that's 8 years old. That's like saying if it was fresh, it would have been 100.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Yeah. So I'm going to give it a 98. I think it's really good. I like the way all the flavors came together because I had this fresh. This is delicious. This is 100% really, really. This is one of the kind of beers. You'll never find anything like this again. So with that said,
No, you might. You could get the.
if you see it, go get it. I think it's being sold in cans now or something.
You can get the. Anyway,
You're not gonna try that one. I'm gonna say that for myself.
no, I'm saying the modern one. It's like this. It just tastes terrible.
This one's delicious.
Yeah. So we're giving it an average score of 97.5, and
I can't give it I want to step it up to 99. To me, it's not 100 because it has been aged and it has lost a little bit. But it has not lost. It has not lost a lot. So with that said, you can age these beers. And an 8-year-old age, getting a 98 for a grade is next to perfect.
But you just made the argument against what you're saying because you said, but if it had been fresh, it'd have been 100. Right? That's what I always say. Drink them fresh. People say, oh, I don't want to drink it fresh because it's going to be hot. And my answer is, so? It's 17%. It's got to be hot. Or, like Bourbon County is 15%. Well, yeah, it's going to be hot. It's a strong beer. Don't,
Are you finished? Sounds like you argue with yourself. Anyway.
I'm not arguing with you. Okay. Proceed. Is it my turn?
See, Kyle.
Can I go? No, I'm not being...
So, my point is that you come across these things and you want to age them to see how they come out. This one came out great. Fantastic. And you get to taste something that you tasted before and see how much better it gets or how much worse it gets. This didn't get worse in any kind of a way. And it's still carbonated after 8 years.
Don't do this with beers that are less than 8%.
No, don't do that. Yeah. Always go with your full strength. Your really good ones you know are gonna hold up. This happens in Europe all the time. They'll age stuff.
I don't know what they do in Europe.
Because you're not European. You're American. And
When I went to Europe, I didn't know what they were doing. I couldn't figure those people out.
you didn't go to Europe. You went to Gibraltar. Which is
Gibraltar.
way down on the end of Portugal.
Spain. Sorry, Spain. I did not go to Portugal.
Pardon.
I went to Gibraltar and Spain. That's Europe, and they sold, but they did sell an entire leg of lamb in the store, which was interesting.
Okay. That's like saying I flew to Key West, which means I went to Florida.
Well, yes, you did, since Key West is, ta-da, in Florida. All right, so we're going to end this review by saying y'all go to Key West, Florida, and have a good trip. No, but go to Shreveport, Louisiana, and take a brewery tour.
Don't listen to that.